Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to make a new case for this barometer which I've recently acquired. It came from a car boot basically. And it was mounted into this. Like the barometer sits in there, and it had 3 hooks on it, these little things, which are a bit old and rusty. And I think that what hung off them was little brushes. So I guess this would have hung in a hall maybe with the little clothes brushes on, so you could give you know, your coat or whatever a brush down so you didn't have any fur or fuzz on it. This has got a little bit of woodworm, there's a couple of little bits. And plus, to be fair, I don't really like the shape. Now, thinking about it, I could have cut round where the hooks went and just basically turned this into a different shape, but I've decided not to do that. So what I've done is I've started to make a new housing for it. So this piece will be the ring that the barometer and the bezel of the barometer sits into and fixes into, and all I've really got to do is hollow that out a bit more so it sits all the way in there, and then, you know, just give it a nicer shape, sand it, and obviously sort the back out, because this is part of an old table, so the wood is recycled. There's another little piece of the table I've got. This is part of the leg, I think, or it might have been one of the stools. I got a set anyway. Somebody was just going to chuck them in the bin, but they're oak, you know, and it's quite nice wood, so I figured might as well make use of it. And the idea, like I said, was the barometer will sit in this piece and this ring will just go over the top, and then the barometer itself will basically sit in it like that. And like I said, I've just got to make some more adjustments to it and probably reduce the thickness. It doesn't quite need to be, well, it's about 3.5, nearly 4 inches thick. It doesn't need to be that thick. And then on the back, I'll use a little keyhole hanger so that it can be hung on the wall. The barometer itself isn't anything particularly special. It's not like an ancient one or anything like that. It does work, and I know that. I'll show you how I know that in a minute. It was made in West Germany, or Western Germany, so that kind of helps date it a little bit, because I think it's 1980s the Berlin Wall was taken down, and before then it was East Germany, West Germany. So this is definitely, and I would say, looking at it, it's probably 1950s-ish, 1960s. I don't think it's much later than that. The bezel itself, this piece needs a bit of a polish up because it's a bit old. I've already started a little bit. I've got some of the pitting and the high spots off, but that'll need a bit of a finish. But ultimately, it works, and it will go with the other one that I've got in the house, which is a slightly different style. And I know the barometer works. I'm not sure if, and that's the reason for the bag. I'm not sure if this will show up, but quick and easy way to tell if a barometer is still working is if you put it in a bag and seal the bag up and gently press, providing your bag will actually hold the air. When you press it, you should see the indicator hand, needle, move. Don't press it too much, and that pretty much says that it's okay. It might not be mega accurate, but it works, and it'll do for a reference. You can set them as well quite easily if you go onto a weather website like the BBC's website or anywhere that will give you the pressure reading, barometric pressure reading. And then on the back of this one, there's a little screw here. Usually they have a plus or a minus on. The other barometer I have, it's got that. And once I finish this, what I'll do is I will set it using that screw, and that screw just literally puts the indicator dial where you want it for the pressure that is currently being registered by the weather stations. But yeah, other than that, just got to finish the casing, give it a wax, and then it's pretty much done. So I'll put it back in the bag so it doesn't get full of dust. That's the other reason for the bag. And then I'll get on with finishing this bit off. Right, so it's on my lathe. I'll just carry on turning this piece. hollow it out, and I'll probably have to change the jaws on the chuck to spin it round. But yeah, pretty much there, I guess. Oh, it's a bit cold in here today. So that's pretty much it. I will take it off the lathe once I've given it a sand, and then it's time to put it back together. Really, I've got enough meat here to put a keyhole hanger on, so just dig that out. It's basically one of these little things, keyhole hanger, sort of self-explanatory, and the idea will be is I will put that on the back, a couple of screws to hold it in, and that's how it'll hang on the wall. Okay, so I'll just give this a bit more of a sand up, and then I'll take it off and start putting it together. Right, so there's the housing done for the barometer, and I've put a keyhole hanger in there, sort of centralised, so hang on the wall like that. These ones that I've got are handy really, they're 25mm, and it just so happens that I have a Forstner bit that is also 25mm, so I've just literally cut out a small recess so it sits flush, or more or less flush. I've also made sure to take a little bit more wood out so that it's not a screw, but you get the idea, so that a screw will fit in there so that it'll hang. Managed to polish the bezel up a bit. It's actually quite shiny now, which I'm quite pleased with. So once that's on there, that'll look quite good. So now it's just a case really of assemble it, and I've already made the screw holes in using a very small drill bit. Very careful as well not to drill too far down, because these screws are, quite frankly, very small and quite difficult to deal with. I have managed to shine them up though, which is quite good. So now all I really need to do is get the barometer, sit that part in there. This little ring sits inside there. Just got to make sure that I've got it more or less central. I've got room to adjust it. So the glass with the indicator needle on it just needs to be cleaned a bit. It's actually dirtier than I thought it would be, so I might have to take that out and do it again. That sits on there. goes on there. And that's basically it. So still got a coat of wax on here, and obviously I need to clean the glass. I'll try and polish the little thumb turn as well. Not sure how I'm going to go about doing that, but I'll see. So there we go. One renovated barometer, and I've got plenty of room to get into the back so that I can adjust it. So there you go. All right. Thanks for watching.